Welcome to Aqua Sea Healing Frequency. Hi, welcome back to Aqua Sea Healing Frequency. Today I'm going to learn about epoxy, resin, and I have my friend here, Natalie, to help me because since she has the expertise on how to do epoxy resin.
Fake expert.
No, you got experience.
There we go.
So I like to start off with talk about what resin, epoxy resin is. It's a chemical compound that that would solidify your mold. So I got the snowflake and a tea candle that we're going to work on today. Mm-hmm. And what now you've been doing this for a while now. What are your tips on how to do a good job of it?
So we're gonna make sure that we are set up properly as our first step, because with resin you have to act fast and work fast or else it starts to solidify and then you can't make any changes to your creation. So you want to make sure that you're prepared as much as possible. So Miji has pieces of her bowl that she picked out here. They're placed over here, and she picked out some amethyst.
Yep.
We have these little silver flakes that we're going to be adding into it. Then we have our epoxy, which is two parts. There's A and B that have to be mixed together. We have our tools, our sticks, and our bowl that we're going to be putting
chopsticks
into.
If you need to place the pieces in there and make adjustments. Popsicle sticks to mix the resin. Also, what are your tips to remove bubbles?
So what I noticed is that the first couple of times when I used resin is that there was a lot of bubbles that would form in the structure because it's a chemical reaction which creates bubbles most of the time. So to help remove that, what I do is after the two parts have been mixed for 3 minutes, we're going to put that bowl into a separate bowl that is filled with hot water, and we leave that in there for about 3 minutes to help break down the bubbles. Once the bubbles are broken down, then it's easier to pour in and not have any spaces within your creation, because the bubbles, if they stay within your mold, they're creating little gaps of space. So we want to try to eliminate that. That's an important
also
part.
To cover it with a bowl as well when we are setting it in the hot water.
Yeah.
So it can have the chance to remove the bubbles.
Exactly.
Thank you, Natalie. That is important that I wouldn't have thought of to do. But seriously.
Another part is we're using small structures here today, small molds. But if you did have a bigger one, it's not really the best idea to do a big pour all at once, because it doesn't get to solidify and you don't actually get to properly mix it as good as you should be. So in some cases you want it to do layer by layer, adding the resin on top of each other. But for today, we should be able to do these with one pour. No problem.
Perfect. And also use any table coverings that you do not, that you are okay with to damage.
Yes, because epoxy can get messy really quickly. And sticky, very sticky. Like I was telling Miji, I got it in my hair in the past, stuck in my hair.
Cut it out? You have to cut it out then.
Yeah, I think I did cut it.
Yeah, you can't wash that out.
Once it solidifies, it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to get started?
Yes, let's get started.
Okay, so what we did first is we filled this structure up with with water, and we poured it into this container that has the measurements of ounces and cups, to see exactly how much liquid we're gonna need to fill up this mold. Oh. We found out that it's 1 cup, so we're gonna have to do half a cup of A and half a cup of B. So if you want to do that.
Okay. So, do we shake it or just leave?
No, you can just leave it.
And also, if you want to do this, also a place of ventilation or because once it starts to solidify, it will produce a heat, chemical heat, and smoke will come out of it. So by all means, do not be around the space at that time if that happens. Just let it cools off
Yeah.
on its own.
And in an area that has generally the same temperature throughout the day.
Do you keep this so you can put
Yeah,
that?
you can keep it.
Okay, because we don't want to easily.
So you're gonna go to the half mark right there.
It's not that great for eyesight in regards to.
Do you want me to
people who
put
are-
a flashlight on for you? No? That's good. Yes. Perfect. There you go.
So this is a precise measurement. You cannot be too
Yeah, you
much.
can't have too much of one versus the other. You have to have the 50-50.
Yeah, this is where science meets.
Yeah, so the first part is the resin aspect, and the second part is the hardener.
Wait, where's the one? On this
One
one?
is right here. So
Thank you.
Oh, and then that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now what you're going to do next is you're going to stir
For 3 minutes.
for 3 minutes. I will put a timer on for you.
You literally do you have to do that when you were doing it by yourself? You have to put a time on to
3-minute
ensure.
timer. It's okay if you do a little bit more.
Yeah.
Also, when you're stirring, you don't want to go too quick.
Oh, because
You
it's
wanna-
allowed to build bubbles.
Exactly. So you're gonna
I
want
see.
to slowly mix through it, making sure it's all integrated without creating bubbles that much.
That was my mistake. I stirred it too much and
It's
I
okay that I
bubbles.
didn't tell you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding a couple of these flakes into the structure now, so that
With
they're spread out.
let's say there are resin left over. What do you do with the leftover in the cup? Do you just use a paper towel and wipe it off?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to have resin build
Hardened.
up on harden and build up onto this because you need this
Exactly.
as a measuring tool.
Yes, exactly.
It's gonna be so pretty.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking these silver flakes and spreading them throughout the mold so that they're not all clumped. It's harder to move these around once the resin is poured.
Oh, when do we add the colorings?
You can add it in about a minute.
Okay, so the last 45
Sure.
seconds.
Yeah, you can even add it after the heat, but yeah, you can add it in the last minute or so, and then you can even add it after you put it in the hot water, but to get it blended as best as possible. Good to do it before.
Exactly. So I want a nice blend. I don't want it to be clumpy.
So I'll get that ready actually for you right now.
Thank you.
See, personally, I hate working with gloves. I hate gloves.
I know
I
it's
just want to be free. So I would put just a little bit.
dab of it.
And you can start off with that, and I can add a little bit more depending on what
I think
pigments you want
I want a light, something light, because I still want to see through.
Yeah,
right?
then that should be enough. Then.
Yeah,
That's just gonna give it a little bit of a shimmer.
exactly. I want a nice shimmer on it. Ooh, look, it comes out a nice shimmer already.
I know, it's so pretty.
You know, I see the people who do the table, I mean not table, like wood epoxies, and then they add the pigment, and then they use a big drill to mix. They do the mixture.
yeah.
Like, wouldn't that cause a lot of bubbles then?
It probably would. I wonder what they're. Maybe it's a certain. You know what it is though. There's different types of epoxy. This is arts and crafts types of epoxy. This is
versus-
meant for like smaller little projects. Maybe this reacts more, and then that has a
different kind of. That's true too.
yeah.
And
there's
I
different
also
types.
I also saw that they did heat. I think like a torch after on the top
to take it off.
to take off the bubbles.
So what you're gonna do is just wait a second while I get the water.
Continue heating
We're
up.
going to pour hot water that we boiled
Beforehand.
into this green bucket that I've used for many years at this point. And you can put that in there. You can leave the chops.
Did I leave it in there?
Yeah, you can just leave it in there.
All right, so
Cover it for a
another
bit.
3 minutes, right?
Yeah, so we'll leave that for another 3 minutes or so. Yeah. And then if you want to continue putting some of these flakes based on how you want inside.
I think it's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
I would just add maybe one more. My little perfectionist brain.
On that side there?
Yeah, around this side.
I thought so too, because.
It's empty. There you go.
And then afterwards, we mix something else for this. Do we
Yeah.
need to measure this as well in regards to?
No, we can wait. We can eyeball this one.
Mhm.
Or we can, either way. Mel, assistant Melissa,
Yes.
do you want to pour water in here?
I don't want
And
to
see what the,
No.
just
No,
put water in here and then pour it in here to see how much liquid it holds.
So let's hold it
Yeah,
up.
to
What?
try
No.
to even it out.
The
Yeah, no.
snowflake.
Yeah,
Fill it up.
fill it up to even it out, and then
We have to add these guys in.
yes.
And then you want to add all of those? Or just a
No.
couple?
So this one would be for the sphere, and then this is for the snowflake.
Okay.
So the lighter one for the snowflake.
I'll get these ready then, like I said.
Like this,
on
and then pour it in?
Yes, and then pour it in to see how much. Well, you kind of pour it out.
Oh,
Try again. Try.
Thanks,
Try
Melissa.
again.
Is that 6?
yeah.
6.
Yeah.
And then, do you want to pick the pieces you want to put into your
I did an immediate transfer.
This one, and then. Thank you. And what's the measurement for that? Wow, it's very little.
Okay. Well, we can figure that out. I should have brought mine.
A smaller measurement.
Yeah.
6 big pieces and then 6 small pieces.
Lovely.
Okay. Another
30 more
30 seconds, and then we will get this going. And
Start
then,
the pour. So, you know what? Do you have like any disposable shot glasses or anything like that? Because that can be an easy way that we can measure out the next one.
That's a good idea.
Or
Oh, not shot glasses, but kids measure medicine.
okay, perfect. Perfect.
Okay, we'll do that after
Yes.
we do this.
2 and 1.
Okay,
3, 2.
done. Done.
Lovely. Okay, so what I would do is I would use the stick one more time to mix it a little bit more.
Mhm.
Let me get you some paper towel to dry the bottom.
Again, the table, the cloth, don't really care.
Okay.
Been using an old yoga mat. by
So
the
now
way.
you'll see that the actual liquid
Yeah.
is
Ooh,
a
it's
lot
really warm.
thinner now
Correct.
versus how when you first had it was a thicker.
Yes, that's true, and also it's a lot warmer because of that, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so you can put that on top of here.
Yeah.
And then slowly you're gonna pour it into your structure. Do you want me to hold it or you wanna
No,
keep
no.
it on there?
I think we'll be fine. I think we pour about that much, and then we start placing the pieces. Yeah.
Do you wanna place them?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you place them because
I'm learning this.
yes. Take a step back.
It's not as simple as that one sank down.
It's okay.
More. Oh no, that's too close to the other one. The thing is, once it sinks down, and you can't really tell where it went. As well too, because the pigments have sort of clouded.
Oh, that looks good. Kind of looks nice though. You want those rocks kind of at the top too, so when you flip
That's
it.
true. But also I want to maybe push it a little bit to the side. I think that's easy enough because honestly, it's hard to tell. So I guess we can't wait. We have to continue pouring. because like if I want to make another layer on this, oh, this one fell off. This is easier.
See how it's already starting to
Yeah.
slowly solidify?
Yeah. So do we wait a little more? Because I want
You want
to
those
layer
ones floating more, right?
Yeah, so maybe a little bit.
Yeah, you could wait a minute or two.
Is that halfway? I think so. There we go. And then we'll put that in.
Depends on how these are very light, so they might be able to stay where you want them. So maybe try with one. Try putting it like so that the blue is facing outside, maybe. Is it sinking?
Sinking, and now I've no idea what I want.
Let me see.
I went that way. I don't want it sank. And then went white first instead of blue first. It's on the other side. Maybe it's too light.
Let's just give it a minute. We'll use those pieces. That one fell wherever it fell.
Yes.
Made its way to where it needs to be.
That one still stays.
Well, it's right there.
I know.
It's kind of nice. So it gives the top part a little blue tint.
I made it that way so you can see it like that.
Yeah, and then you
instead.
can see it more.
There's no other way I can move it. If that's the case, then should I put the other blue in between?
The top part?
Yeah,
And have this more solid?
yeah.
You can. That would look nice.
Well, there's not.
It's what do you want?
Well, I was hoping that to make like 2 layers, like one blue in the center, like floating in the center, but that does need to be a lot more solid.
Yeah.
So in the future wise, I would have to only do half fill.
You would have to wait like maybe an hour.
An hour or
But
12 hours.
No, you could wait about an hour.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Where's the other blue? I don't want it to. I can see what you mean by getting epoxy all over
Oh yeah.
your table because you end up touching.
Yeah. When you're working with it and you're adding things to it,
Yeah,
it's all over the place.
all over the place.
That's okay. That's arts and crafts.
Making,
You can never be
mess.
organized. You know how many times I've cleaned my art station and then it's just messy after one craft. Again, it's just creative process is messy most of the time. There's no such thing as a organized
This
creative
piece
process.
fell down and I don't want to fall down.
The big one?
Yeah.
You got it. You got it. There you go.
Stay. There we go. Okay, now we can pour in the rest.
Yes.
Not have to worry about making. Did we not?
You gotta get all of that.
Oh, because we made it so exact. So we need to. And there we go. And now we wait.
Oh.
Right? And now we
Yep.
wait. Okay. Hi there, Meiji here. As I was editing this video, I realized that we have come up to the 20-minute mark. I was trying to keep it within 20 minutes. So I'm going to end it here as part 1 and come back for part 2 where we'll do the snowflake mold and the reveal. So see you then. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button to follow for more. Bye for now.